So this is a different video. You might want to tune out or you might want to stay with me. You tell me what you want to do. This is going to be a video, we're going to call it C19 is here to stay. What do you do anyway? I rhymed and not on purpose. I was thinking about this the other day. I think that right now we're at a unique place in life where a lot of people can choose different paths for themselves. And I think that a lot of people are afraid. So if you're afraid of something, I just want to give you this message. And I'm saying this for myself because at one point I was completely afraid. I was afraid to get on camera. I was afraid to make videos. I'm still afraid to say nice things about myself. I do that thing where I give little insults to myself in the video, self-depreciating humor. And some people it really bothers them. But I just guess this is for you. If you're watching this video and you don't know what to do with your life right now, you've been furloughed, which is either laid off or fired, you're getting government money in some way, shape, or form. Eventually that government money, it's going to run out. You're not going to know what to do. So what do you do? Well, I guess what I'm here to tell you is don't be afraid of anything. If you hear the airplanes, the earplanes, I'm right in Sunset Park right now. So they're going to be flying overhead. Sunset Park off Sunset Road. What a beautiful place. But if you're sitting at this crossroads and you're not sure what to do, let's say you were, for years, you were a retail manager, and now the store that you work at is gone because of, COVID reasons. Oopsie, said the COVID word, hope YouTube doesn't mind. Then you don't know if you want to jump back into retail. But on the same light, you have all this stuff in your head that you wanted to do with your life. Maybe you're in your mid-30s, maybe you're in your mid-40s. Hey, maybe you're 55 years old, and like a lot of people, you don't have any ability to retire. You don't know what you're going to do with your life. Well, if that's the case, I'm going to tell you right now, I would say do whatever you're going to do, because whether it takes you 5 years to do it and train up and get to a point where you're successful at it, what are you doing in those 5 years? You're only getting older in those 5 years. I used to be scared to death about doing a lot of things on video. Interviewing people, oh no, that's not for me. We're taught when we were kids that we're not supposed to bother strangers. Yet I would walk up to random people for the better part of 12 years on the Las Vegas Strip and ask them if they want to go to a timeshare tour. It doesn't make sense, right? Our brains work in mysterious ways. I couldn't get on the phone and call somebody and try to talk to them about marketing to save their life when I first started, but desperation forced me into a point. It was the middle of February. I had no options. What was I supposed to do? I just finished my move. We were in a bad place financially. Lots of bills and debt loading up. And we knew that the timeshare business could be shot to death. Could be the worst case scenario. What if people stopped traveling to Vegas because of the C19? And exactly what I thought happened would happen. But in between that, I got a phone call from a friend of mine, asked me to come in to talk to him about a new program he was running at his magazine. Well, it turns out I have a bit of a knack for that kind of job. And before I knew it, life had changed around. It was no longer walking up to random strangers on a street corner and begging them for money. At a time, I was so afraid, I ran a GoFundMe on this site, and some of you guys that are absolute angels reached out and you touched my heart, and you make me want to cry even as I'm talking about it right now. But I was so afraid, and I had to jump in to do something to solve a situation that could have put my family literally on a street corner or in a horrible place in the bad part of town, with our stuff basically having to be sold off as a fire sale. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you if I didn't make that horrible decision that I had to make. And Tony Robbins, a lot of the stuff I don't make up. Tony Robbins, when he does the awesome personal development stuff, he talks about it as being at threshold. He's like, imagine that there's a fire chasing you down a hallway and you get to the window and you have to jump. What are you going to do? Are you going to jump for it? Are you going to jump to safety? Or are you going to let the fire consume you? And that's what a lot of you guys might be facing right now. You're facing the idea of the fire consuming you, the job that you lost, and finding a new job in that field. And then you start questioning yourself, was I even happy in that old job? And what am I supposed to do? Well, if I went back to school for 2 years and I got that certificate that I was going to get, that's 2 years. I won't make money for 2 years. But again, ask yourself the question, what are you doing in 2 years? If you're 38 now, you're still going to be 40. You can be 40 years old with some kind of certificate degree and some kind of thing you're trying to do. Or you can be 40 years old working the same job. Maybe you find a job that pays better. Maybe you find a job that pays worse. But is it going to be rewarding for you? I don't know. You tell me that. Some people love their work, and if you do, that's great. But if you're thinking about changing things up and you're thinking about maybe making a big change in your life, right now might be the time to do it. This video, I don't have a product to sell you at the end. Trust me, a lot of these guys do. I'm not making it for that reason. I'm just making it so you guys can think for a little bit. What are you trying to do with your life? If you're afraid of something, you have to get over the fear of that thing. That's personal development. Personal development has got a really bad reputation of guys who try to sell you programs over and over, but the only thing you have to do to personally develop yourself is get to the end of your rope and make a decision and act on your decisions. And if your decision is that you want to be a doctor and you're starting late in life and you're worried about that, then just make the first phone call. Visit the first website, print out the application for the grant or the loan or something, if you can afford it. I don't know. Going into student loan debt will make a lot of people upset if I recommend that, but make the first steps in your journey, okay? Maybe you want to finance your way through school. You want to work 2 jobs. You want to do all that, but you're so afraid, and I understand. You have a family to support. You have a family to feed. Sit down with your family. Make sure that they understand where you're coming from. Don't make any major decisions without them. That would be irresponsible. Wouldn't service them very well. But sit down with them. Tell them what you're thinking. Tell them what you'd like to do. And tell them why it's important to you. And a lot of the times, don't be hurt, but your family might not support you. You're not going to them for permission. You're going to them to tell them what you're going to do. You know, you're going to always be there for them. You're not going to go away, even if you have to go physically away somewhere. But it's hard because your family will try to stop you sometimes. And just remember, they're only trying to stop you because they want to do what's best for you and what's best for them. But sometimes what's best for them isn't what's best for you, so they might be worried about you. They might say, oh, don't go there. Don't go to Minneapolis for that job promotion working at Target Corporation. No, whatever you do, don't go down to Beltonville, Arkansas to try to go to that management school at Walmart. No, just stay where you are. Stay where you are. Don't stay where you are. Do me a favor. Don't stay where you are. Don't stay where you are. If I stayed where I was, I wouldn't have the opportunity to talk to people. I wouldn't have the opportunity to have a bigger career. I'd be on a timeshare corner with people thinking I'm a scam artist just because I talked to them. And that was a horrible feeling. And I got to a low place in my life. And I got to a point where in the middle of my move, I laid on a couch and I laid down and I saw a white light and I woke up and thought, I got to keep moving forward because I don't know what that white light was. They always say, come to the white light. I had one of those moments where somebody talked to me from somewhere. Whether you believe in God or not, somebody talked to me. I got a phone call the next day and I took an opportunity that I wouldn't have taken. I had 12 years of opportunities. Hey, you should come work for me. Oh yeah, that's great. How much does it pay? Well, it takes 6 months to make an income. Oh, you know, I got to stay where I am. Well, you should do the YouTube channel, hubby. That's what the wife said. I didn't do the YouTube channel. Nobody wants to see me talk. What am I doing? I was scared. I was afraid. I was scared. I was afraid. I said scared. It's a word that I made up. Look it up. It's not in a dictionary, but it's on my channel. I was afraid. And if I had not gotten over that fear and been nervous on a camera, I wouldn't be talking to you today. And that's really it. That's what I want to talk about today. It's not a Vegas video per se, but if you're moving to this town, this might serve you well. It might serve you well to see that there's a lot of people like you out there. We've all been there. Some people are born fearless, that's true. But a lot of people aren't, and I wasn't, and you probably weren't, and it's a human trait. But get over your fear. And you'll feel better afterwards, trust me. It's like baptism by fire, as they say. And when you come to the end of the journey, you can say that you at least tried. If you tried and you failed, you tried and you failed, and you tried and you failed, eventually you fail enough times that you figure it all out. And that's it. There's people around me. Got a little bit noisy there at the end. Sorry about that. My name is Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. Maybe this served you well. Maybe this was some message that you needed to hear. Maybe you tuned me out. That's totally fine. We have more Vegas stuff coming up, and we'll do a live stream tonight. So like, share, subscribe, hit the Patreon if you guys want to be in the credits of this video. Make sure you guys hit the button for the notifications. Check out vegasfacemask.com. Mine came off the threads. Put on my face, but then my face detect stops working and my video goes weird. That's my wife's gig. She was afraid nobody would buy them. She was wrong. All right, so yeah, you guys have a great one out there. This is the time of the video where I say 3, 2, 1, click. Are you ready for this? 3, 2, 1, and be good out there. Click.